The universe is vast, so is the amount of knowledge we try to cram into our brains. As students, you're facing a constant influx of information. Time seems to slip away like stardust through your fingers. Finding a way to grasp these concepts effectively is a challenge worthy of a cosmic explorer. Many students struggle to manage their time. The demands of school, extracurricular activities, and maybe even a part-time job can be overwhelming. This is where a well-structured study routine becomes your spaceship, guiding you through the vast expanse of knowledge. But it's not just about time management, it's also about how you learn best. Just as stars have different classifications, each student has a unique learning style. Some thrive on visual aids, others by listening, and some by doing. Understanding your own learning style is like finding your cosmic address. Once you know where you stand, you can start charting a course through the academic cosmos. Don't be afraid to experiment, try different techniques. The goal is to find what works best for you, to unlock your full learning potential. We are all explorers in the universe of knowledge, but we don't all navigate this universe in the same way. Some of us are drawn to the brilliant colors of a nebula, others to the symphony of a pulsar. Similarly, our learning styles shape how we absorb and process information. Visual learners thrive on seeing information presented in a clear, organized manner. Think diagrams, charts, videos, and color-coded notes. These tools transform abstract concepts into concrete images that the mind can easily grasp. Auditory learners, on the other hand, are attuned to the music of language. They learn best by listening to lectures, having discussions, and even recording themselves reading notes aloud. The spoken word resonates with them, creating a deeper understanding. Kinesthetic learners are the movers and shakers of the learning world. They need to actively engage with information, whether it's building models, conducting experiments, or even role-playing. Their learning is hands-on, transforming abstract ideas into tangible experiences. The key is to identify your dominant learning style and incorporate techniques that resonate with you. Of course, most of us are a blend of different styles. The beauty of understanding your own unique learning profile is that you can create a personalized study routine that maximizes your potential. The human brain is a marvel of the cosmos, capable of processing information in astonishing ways. Dual coding, one of the most powerful learning techniques, takes advantage of this incredible capacity by engaging both our visual and verbal processing systems. Think of it like this. Imagine trying to land a rover on Mars with only one set of instructions. It would be incredibly difficult, wouldn't it? Now, imagine having both written instructions and a detailed three-dimensional model of the Martian surface. That's dual coding. By pairing verbal information like definitions or explanations with visual aids like diagrams, charts, or even mental images, we create a double whammy of understanding. The two channels work in tandem, reinforcing each other and making the information stick. Take the example of learning about the human circulatory system. Instead of just reading about the heart, veins, and arteries, imagine drawing a diagram alongside your notes. Visualize the flow of blood, the pumping of the heart. This dual coding approach will significantly enhance your comprehension and recall. Remember, the key is to find what works best for you. Experiment with different visual aids. The more creative you are, the more engaging and effective your dual coding will be. The universe is full of patterns, connections that weave together seemingly disparate phenomena. Analogies in the realm of learning are like cosmic bridges, linking new information to something we already understand. Imagine trying to explain the concept of a black hole to someone who has never encountered the idea before. You could use complex equations and scientific jargon, but it's unlikely to stick. Instead, you could say, imagine a waterfall, but instead of water flowing down, it's space and time itself being pulled in. Suddenly, a complex concept becomes relatable. We can visualize the immense gravitational pull, the point of no return. This is the power of analogies. They take something unfamiliar and ground it in familiar territory. When studying, actively look for opportunities to create analogies. If you're learning about electricity, think of it like water flowing through pipes. The battery is the pump, the wires are the pipes, and the current is the flow of water. By making these connections, we transform abstract ideas into concrete examples. We engage our imagination and tap into our existing knowledge, making the learning process more intuitive and enjoyable. Section 5. Digging deeper, elaboration for retention. In the vast expanse of space, a single speck of dust might seem insignificant, but zoom in closer and you'll find a complex world of minerals and molecules, each with its own story to tell. Elaboration, in the context of learning, is like zooming in on that speck of dust. It's not enough to simply memorize facts and figures. To truly understand and retain information, we need to dig deeper. We need to ask questions, explore connections, and put the information into our own words. Imagine you're learning about the French Revolution. Instead of just memorizing dates and names, delve into the causes. What were the social and economic conditions that led to the uprising? What were the different perspectives of the people involved? As you explore these questions, you'll find yourself making connections to other historical events, to current events, even to your own life. This active engagement with the material is what solidifies it in your memory. Don't be afraid to get creative. Draw diagrams, create timelines, or even write a short story from the perspective of someone who lived through the French Revolution. The more you elaborate, the more deeply you'll understand and remember the information. Section 6. Painting. Pictures in your mind visualization. The human mind is a powerful tool capable of conjuring up vivid images and scenarios. Visualization as a learning technique harnesses this power to transform abstract concepts into concrete mental pictures. Imagine you're studying the structure of a plant cell. Instead of just reading about the nucleus, cytoplasm, and chloroplasts, close your eyes and picture them. See the cell wall as a protective barrier, the cytoplasm as a bustling city, and the chloroplasts as tiny green factories producing energy. The more detailed your visualization, the more effective it will be. Engage all your senses. What does the cell smell like? What sounds can you hear? This immersive experience creates a lasting impression in your mind. Visualization is particularly helpful for subjects like history, literature, and science, where creating mental images can bring the material to life. Don't be afraid to get creative and personalize your visualizations. The more engaging they are, the more effectively they'll enhance your learning. Section 7. Mapping your thoughts. Concept mapping. The universe is a complex web of interconnected systems. Stars influence planets, galaxies collide, and black holes warp the fabric of space-time itself. Concept mapping as a learning technique helps us make sense of complex information by visually representing these connections. Imagine you're studying the causes of World War I. Instead of trying to memorize a list of factors, create a concept map. Start with the central topic in the middle of your page and then branch out, connecting related ideas with lines and arrows. For example, you might have a branch for nationalism connected to competition for resources and ethnic tensions. This visual representation allows you to see the big picture, understanding how different factors interacted and contributed to the outbreak of war. Concept mapping is a powerful tool for organizing your thoughts, identifying key concepts, and understanding the relationships between them. It can be used for any subject, from history and science to literature and mathematics. Experiment with different layouts and designs to find what works best for you. Section 8. Building your routine, structure, and flexibility. Just as a spacecraft needs a well-defined trajectory to reach its destination, so too does a student need a structured study routine to achieve academic success. However, unlike the rigid path of a spacecraft, your study routine should be flexible enough to adapt to your individual needs and circumstances. Start by establishing a dedicated study space, free from distractions. Think of it as your own personal command center for learning. Next, create a schedule that works for you, blocking out specific times for studying different subjects. Don't be afraid to experiment with different study techniques. Incorporate dual coding, analogies, elaboration, visualization, and concept mapping into your routine. The key is to find what works best for you and to keep your brain engaged. Remember, flexibility is key. Life is full of surprises, and your study routine should be adaptable enough to accommodate them. Don't be afraid to adjust your schedule or try new techniques as needed. The most important thing is to stay consistent and to make learning a regular part of your life. Section 9. The journey to success. Consistency and patience. The universe wasn't built in a day, and neither is a successful student. Just as stars evolve over billions of years, so too does our understanding of the world around us develop gradually over time. The key is to approach learning with both consistency and patience. Consistency is the fuel that propels us forward on our academic journey. Make studying a regular habit, even if it's just for a short period each day. Like a small spacecraft making course corrections, these regular study sessions will keep you on track towards your goals. Patience is equally important. Learning new concepts takes time and effort. Don't get discouraged if you don't understand something immediately. Embrace the challenge, break down complex ideas into smaller parts, and celebrate your progress along the way. Remember, the journey of learning is just as important as the destination. Embrace the process, stay curious, and never stop exploring the vast universe of knowledge. The rewards of a disciplined and inquisitive mind are limitless.